In the Federation justice system, the people are represented by two separate yet equally important groups: the Starfleet officers who investigate violations, and the silicon-based life forms who prosecute the offenders. These are their stories. So I told my wife, look, if you need a new food replicator, I suggest you replicate a new one. It ain't like I'm on salary.
Hey, you're preaching to the choir, my friend. My third ex-wife used to pull that, and I'd give her the "we do this to better ourselves and the rest of humanity" speech.
And she bought that line?
Nah, that's why she's an ex. She left me for some upwardly mobile Orion. She's a slave these days, but I hear she can replicate a hell of a meatloaf.
Benny, look!
Jeez, Ray, you want to slow down? I downed a swimming pool's worth of scotch since I won that high school track medal. Now what do we have here?
Looks like your Vic is one of them Ferengi.
Another milestone in deductive reasoning.
DNA scans identify him as a guy named Brand, a solicitor.
It's gonna be tougher trying to find someone who didn't want to kill this guy.
Anyway, there are no apparent wounds of any kind. The medical examiner is en route. We'll know more after he examines the feller. Well, until the ME gets here, I want a portable stasis field set up around the body. I want special attention paid to the Vic's hands for particle traces. I also want his lobe scanned for possible foreign DNA. His ears, Detective? He's Ferengi. I guarantee he's had Umox in the last 24 hours. Call it a hunch.
Why, you got something against the man dying with a smile on his face?
Looks like your Vic, Mr. Brand, died of a cerebral hemorrhage.
So the lawyer died of natural causes? It's our lucky day. Case closed.
You're not that lucky, and neither was he. He's implanted with a micro-explosive device. He never knew what hit him.
Well, let's find someone who did. What else do we know?
There were traces of tricobalt and serenite diboramide. The prep's original, I'll give him that. Serenite diboramide is a gelatinous chemical agent commonly used to remove scarring on starship hulls, resulting from asteroid strikes. It's rubbed over the scarring and then exposed to mild concentrations of alpha waves. The reaction removes the scarring. To my knowledge, it's never been used in this way. What way is that? As a detonation catalyst. The tricobalt is encapsulated in a very thin metallic membrane, separating it from the serenite. Introduce some alpha waves, and bang!
So basically anyone with a device emitting alpha waves could have set off the explosive implant.
That's about right, but alpha waves dissipate quickly. The perpetrator would have to be fairly close.
So it could have been anyone in that neighborhood. Where do we even begin to look?
Step 1, find the motive. Who is Mr. Brand and who'd benefit from his demise?
Okay, so as usual, I'm starting my day with Brand.
According to a witness, Brand returned to his office at about 16:30 after some slip and fall litigation. It was a Mr. Faz Banaka who also had an office on that floor. Banaka says Brand locked up the office around 16:40 and went out into the street.
And then he dropped?
That's the funny thing, Captain. Witnesses say he exited the building between 17:07 and 17:12. There's only one flight of stairs between his office door and the street.
Well, maybe that Banaka guy is mistaken.
Security devices in the hallway back him up.
So where the hell did he go for almost half an hour? Why can't we just catch an easy one now and then? Get out there and take a few scans. Maybe there'll be some kind of transporter trace or residual alpha waves. While you're at it, round up all the surveillance records for the time in question. I want to know this guy's entire history. I mean beyond the advertisements.
Sir?
You mean to tell me you guys didn't recognize your Vic? For compensation, he's your man?
He's that guy?
Still doesn't ring a bell.
Are you sure you guys are detectives?
Yes, sir, that's the rumor.